I walked out of the cafe. The cold air makes me shiver. Snowflakes are falling outside again. There's a lot of snow this year. One after another, it seems that everything in the world is covered in white. Before leaving this city, I spent a few days comparing Ever and Bai. Xiaoxue went to all the places she had walked through again. Even if it's a memorial to the dead love. I am a person who always pays attention to the sense of ritual. Just thinking about that girl. My heart will inevitably still hurt. But it doesn't matter. Time will forget everything. We will always get used to missing another person in life. The day finally came for me to start a new journey. I'm a little excited and a little reluctant. In the end, I just felt relieved. The girl from the past waved her hand. Bye, Xiaoxue. Goodbye. Brother is gone. You have to live a good life alone. 7 years later. In the brightly lit studio hall. On a well-known variety show. Bai Xiaoxue and other main creators are promoting their upcoming new puppet drama. Quick question and answer session. The host asked Bai Xiaoxue a question. Xiaoxue, may I ask if you have ever had sex with someone in real life? Such unforgettable love in this drama. Bai Xiaoxue has a meal. Then he shook his head firmly and smiled. There is no such thing as love. But I have a deep-seated hatred. I hate him so much that I want to kill him myself. The experienced host quickly grasped the key points of her words. Obviously unwilling to give up deep penetration of popular actresses. Relationship history gives the show the opportunity to add explosive points. Asked. Deep into bone marrow. Does that mean the other person is a scumbag? It hurts you so deeply that you will never forget it. Understand from another perspective. Does this mean that we hate so much because we love too deeply? Bai Xiaoxue suddenly fell into a long silence. The scene is a bit embarrassing. A young creative next to him quickly came out to smooth things over. Sister Xiaoxue has no unforgettable love. I have. Come. Let me tell you something. Then he started to talk about how he more than a dozen relationship histories from junior high school to university. The host made several hints in his eyes before telling him to shut up. And since the host asked those two questions, Bai Xiaoxue always looked in a daze. Because of being absent-minded. The game session caused their team to lose points frequently. Everyone can see her abnormality. Near the end of the show, the host follows the usual procedure. Let's start by wishing the new drama good results. I hope the audience and netizens will support me a lot. At this time, Bai Xiaoxue suddenly raised the microphone and looked at the host. Say a word with a serious look on your face. Calculate. That night, the hot search terms on all major platforms exploded. Bai Xiaoxue was let down by a scumbag and grew to hate her because of love. Bai Xiaoxue reveals that she once had an unforgettable love. Bai Xiaoxue has a final say. Autumn night dew heavy. Accompanied by the chirping of insects. Bai Xiaoxue huddled in the villa wearing a shawl. Drinking red wine on the sofa on the balcony. She is frighteningly thin. Looks like he will be swallowed up by the night at any time. Put down the glass. She stared at the phone screen in a daze. The page stays in the short message interface for a long time. That's an unsent message. Jiang Chen. If you kneel down and count out to me now to admit your mistake. Slap yourself a few more times. I might consider forgiving you. She already knows the number by heart. I haven't contacted that scumbag's number even once in 7 years. After drinking half a bottle of red wine, she closed her eyes and took a deep breath. It seems like a big decision has been made. My fingertips trembled slightly as I clicked the green send button. After the message is sent, she started picking her fingers nervously again. This has been her habit since childhood. Every time Jiang Chen saw her before, this will hold her hand tightly. The warmth of his palm always makes her relax inexplicably. She picked up the phone and put it down again. Over and over again. As a few hours passed, she became increasingly anxious. He doesn't reply. He actually didn't reply. She angrily picked up her phone and dialed the number. 10 seconds later, a sleepy female voice sounded from the other side. Hello. Who? Bai Xiaoxue was stunned. Is it his wife or his girlfriend? He is indeed a ruthless man. She can't let go until today. But he already had another woman. Bai Xiaoxue was a little angry. The voice is unconsciously tinged with anger. I'm looking for Jiang Chen. The other party paused for a few seconds. Miss. Did you dial the wrong number? I don't know Jiang Chen. After saying that, the other party hung up the phone. Bai Xiaoxue looked at the hung-up screen and collapsed a little. Why did he break up when he said they wanted to break up? Why did he just leave happily and gracefully? She dialed again. The other party is a little impatient. Are you finished? Don't look at what time it is in the middle of the night. I already told you that I don't know Jiang Chen. Bai Xiaoxue was a little speechless. I don't know how to reply at the moment. The other person sighs. Speak softer. Maybe this number has been used by the person you mentioned before. A few years ago, someone also called this number to look for him. I don't know why. After hearing this, Bai Xiaoxue secretly breathed a sigh of relief. That means this woman has nothing to do with him. She feels sorry. Sorry. Sorry to disturb your rest. Can I ask you one last question? How many years have you used this number? The other person thought for a while and then said, more than 6 years ago. After that, he hung up the phone. More than 6 years. He just cancelled his number after they broke up. Bai Xiaoxue smiled bitterly. Sure enough, men who are no longer in love are the cruelest. I didn't dare to change my number for 7 years because of him. Afraid that he won't be able to find me when he looks back. She poured out the remaining red wine in the bottle and drank it in one gulp. Drunk, she huddled in the corner of the sofa. Murmured to oneself. Jiang Chen. You are so cruel. You haven't shown up for so many years. I'm a star now. I have a lot of money. Did you see it? I am no longer Xiaoxue who only drags you down. But why haven't you shown up yet? Even ordinary friends. Even if I see you standing with another woman. Just let me see you. Is it that difficult? She cried out. However, the only answer she received was the sound of the whimpering wind passing by the balcony. Since Bai Xiaoxue became a star, relatives who once avoided her like snakes and scorpions gathered around her again. They talked about their helplessness. It's just that the family's income is limited. I really can't raise another half-year-old child. What's more, she still has debts. Those underworld people come to your door every 3 days to demand debts. What is that about father's debt and daughter's repayment? She nodded and didn't reveal it. I just asked my assistant to randomly pass around 30,000 to 50,000 yuan as charity. Although these people are her relatives, sometimes it can also become a sharp sword for public opinion. As a star, she doesn't want these people. There are some negative news coming out. At the same time as they say, every family has its own difficulties. She cannot morally kidnap others and must take her in. Except her aunt. Her aunt heard that her relatives could make money from her. I came here again and again to get close to you. She even asked her assistant to drive her out directly to avoid seeing him. She will always remember when she was 13 years old and had just lost her parents. As his mother's only sister. The disgusted look in her aunt's eyes when she looked at her. When the Cho family was rich, they helped her a lot. Even her car and house were purchased by her parents. But after the accident, if my aunt and her family saw, she avoids Bai Xiaoxue like a savage beast. Because there are no other immediate relatives. Local Women's and Children's Association. I found her aunt and did some ideological work. She was extremely reluctant to keep her at home. She was 13 years old that year. Has begun to develop. She found that her underwear often disappeared for no reason. Until one time she bumped into. My uncle is playing with her underwear. She was ashamed and angry. But I don't know who to tell this matter to. I can only endure it silently. Later, my uncle took it a step further. I often take advantage of my aunt's absence to touch her. She cried and told her aunt. But instead of blaming her husband, her aunt. Instead, he scolded her for being young. Just a XX who can seduce men. She roared and argued with her aunt. But she was only slapped twice by her aunt and kicked out.